Sanjay trudged his way back from work, his mind heavy with the weight of 1,000 worries. It wasn't until he was halfway through his journey that he began to feel like he was being followed. He glanced over his shoulder but saw no one, yet the feeling persisted. Then the weather began to turn. The winds picked up, howling like a pack of ravenous wolves. The sky, once clear and blue, became dark and overcast. A chill ran down his spine, and he quickened his pace, hoping to make it home before the storm hit. But he wasn't so lucky. The fog descended upon him like a shroud, thick and impenetrable. He could barely see his hand in front of his face, let alone the path he was supposed to be following. Panic set in as he realized he was lost and alone, trapped in a nightmare. It was then that the whispers began. At first, they were barely audible, a faint murmur in the back of his mind, but they grew louder, more insistent, until they were practically screaming in his ears. "Do you remember?" they asked. "Do you remember?" Sanjay did remember. He remembered all too well. 30 years ago, he had made a terrible mistake. Drunk and foolish, he had gotten behind the wheel of his car and careened down the road, oblivious to the world around him. In a moment of sheer stupidity, he had collided with a motorcycle, killing the man, his wife, and their child. Sanjay had fled the scene, never looking back. Now, 3 decades later, Sanjay had it all. A successful engineering career, a sprawling estate, and all the riches he could ask for. But on this night, fate had come back to claim him. The fog was no ordinary mist. It was a haunting, a ghostly reminder of his past. The ghosts of his victims had come back to haunt him. He could feel them all around him, their icy fingers reaching out to drag him down into the abyss. He tried to run, but his legs wouldn't move. He tried to scream, but his voice was gone. And then he felt it, a sharp pain in his stomach, like a knife plunging deep into his flesh. He fell to his knees, gasping for breath as he realized he had been stabbed by an invisible force from beyond the grave. As his life's blood seeped out of him, he heard the whispers one last time. "Remember us," they said. "Remember us. Now it's your time to join us." Sanjay's vision grew dim as he felt the icy fingers of death wrap around him. The ghosts of the past had come back to claim their final revenge.